Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, hi, my name is Destiny, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below to see more videos from myself. Alrighty guys, so I know in my last video I'm like, oh, this is gonna be my last time not posting in a very long time. This is gonna be a new me, and it's the pregnancy, this is why I'm not posting, and all of that was complete crap because here I am posting 2 months later, and honestly I have no excuse other than like it's me. I haven't been really up in the recording mood, but now that everything's settled and whatnot, like I'm back. Alrighty guys, so this is long overdue. It's literally 3 months in, but here is my labor and delivery story. Also, if you see me looking down, I wrote notes on my iPad because, like, as I said, this is 3 months ago and everything just happened. Not ended up quickly. It was a very long process, but like I don't remember specifically, like from the top of my head, every specific thing, so I made sure I wrote it down so I can give you all the details. Okay guys, so as you know from, or may not know, from my previous video, I think it was the previous one, but anyways, I went through this thing called cholestasis, and it's like this condition where I don't know the details, but Google that, and basically I thought I had something that can affect the baby. I went to the hospital a week before my due date, went into induced labor and went through hell and back because that was like, that experience was just terrible. Come to find out that I don't have cholestasis and I just went through like legit labor for no reason. Anyway, so skip to or jump to my actual due date week. So jumping to my due date week, I was due on the 22nd. That was my official due date, which is kind of weird because when I first found out that I was pregnant, I was told I was due on December 21st, which I was really excited because that's my grandfather's birthday. And I'm like, oh, this is a sign. It's my grandfather's birthday. I'm having a little boy. This is like in honor of my grandfather. So I really, really wanted him to be here on December 21st. And then like a few weeks, not even weeks, but like a few months before my due date, my doctor told me that I was due on the 22nd, so I don't know how that day shifted, but anyways, so it went from the 21st to the 22nd, so I'm like, hey, whatever, close enough. So on December 20th, I started to self-induce myself because I'm like, this kid needs to come on December 21st. I don't care, like I want him here on this December 21st. So I started to self-induce myself. So I didn't do castor oil because I heard benefits, but then I'm like, it runs your belly, and I'm like, I'm not trying to have no diarrhea or nothing. I'm not trying to poop myself while I'm out or whatever. So I didn't do the castor oil, but I did do cinnamon. So my mom told me to drink cinnamon tea. Apparently that helps induce labor, and I drank cinnamon tea for like the whole entire day, and I felt like I got nothing. I went on the treadmill for 45 minutes. I walked 45 minutes to see if like I can get him to drop, and nothing happened. So I'm like, okay, cool, he's not coming. So on December 21st, I did that whole process again. I drank my cinnamon tea. I drank cream soda because my mom said that her coworker said that cream soda helps induce labor. Never heard of that before, but I drank cream soda. And I didn't have a bouncy ball, so I bounced on the side of my bed as an alternative, so just to see if he can drop or whatever, because my stomach was really high for like that, for the last 2 weeks of my pregnancy, like it was still high. So I bounced on the side of my bed to see if like contractions will start flowing. Didn't feel anything. And oh, sorry if you hear anything in the background, that is the washing machine, so I apologize for that. I'm going to try to speak as loud as possible to overpower it. But yeah, so I was bouncing on the side of my bed, got nothing, no contractions, and that was the 21st. So that was the night of the 21st, because I'm like, hey, he's not coming. That was like around, when I started bouncing on the ball, that was like around 11:30 or so. I'm not on the ball on my bed. That was like around 11:30. So I'm like, okay, he's not coming on the 21st. So I'm like, he better come on the 22nd. And he honestly, as long as he was here before Christmas, I didn't really care. But I'm like, I want him as close to the 21st as possible. So bounced on the ball, nothing happened. I'm like, okay, cool. So yeah, so after I was done bouncing off on my bed, I went to go shower and got ready for bed and whatnot, and then Alex and I watched a movie. Don't remember what movie, doesn't really matter. But anyways, we were watching a movie, and then I fell asleep. But like, you know those sleeps where you're sleeping but you're still aware and you're just restless. I was just super restless. This is like around 2 o'clock in the morning, I would say. I was just so restless, and then I was asleep but I can hear the TV, and I just felt like a gush of liquid, and I woke up and I turned to Alex, and he was still up. Don't know why, but anyways, he was still up watching the show or whatever, and I'm like, I think I peed myself. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I think I just peed myself. So I got up, and nothing, when I got up, nothing trickled down or nothing. If we turned on the light and there was like a puddle or like a wet mark of liquid, and like a blood clot. And you're probably thinking, how the hell is there blood clot in your bed? I slept with no underwear because I was huge and I just felt uncomfortable, and I just didn't want to sleep with underwear, so I just slept with a shirt and no underwear. So that's where the blood came on the bed. Too much information, I apologize. But anyways, I saw the blood clot, and then while we're looking, we're like, oh shoot, like what the hell, did I pee myself? Is this like, what's going on? So while I went to get my phone to call my mom and ask her, like, I think my water just broke, or like I think I peed myself, I'm not sure. Another, like, the liquid started to trickle down my leg, and then it actually made a pool of liquid on the floor. So I showed my mom. She's like, yeah, your water definitely broke. And are you feeling any contractions? I felt nothing. So I was fine or whatever. Like, I didn't feel no contractions, but because there was blood, I didn't know what that was. I never read of anyone getting blood while their water broke or whatever. So I called the hospital, and the lady said, yeah, like, come to the hospital so we can check you out, because like, if it could be your mucus plug, but we don't know, so let's just be safe. So Alex and I got ready and started to go to the hospital. But when we went outside, it was like, I can't even tell you, like, it was just covered in snow. There was thick snow everywhere. It looked like there was like a snowstorm, and then it finally settled, and it was just completely silent because everyone's sleeping. This was like around 3 o'clock that we went to the hospital, because I went to go shower before going to the hospital, and it was just snow everywhere. And I remember driving, and I was so scared because the car was like swerving a little when we would make turns and stuff. But thank God there was nobody outside, because it was obviously way too early in the morning. But we drove a good enough pace, but like, it was still swerving, and I'm like, ugh, I just wanted to make it there in time for just in case anything happened. I don't know. So anyways, we got to the hospital, and as soon as I came out, I remember like a gush of liquid. I guess it's amniotic fluid, because this was my water breaking actually. So a gush of that fluid just soaked my entire dress, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I was walking and holding my dress because it was freaking freezing, and I'm wet and then cold. Wet clothes plus the cold, not a good mixture. So went inside, told the lady what happened. They hooked me up, monitored me. She's like, yeah, your water did break, blah blah blah. Are you feeling any contractions? At that time I was, but they weren't as intense. So she sent me back home, and she said, if you feel if there's more fluids coming out, or if there's green fluid, or if you're bleeding or whatever, or if you go into labor, obviously come back. So she said to come back around 7 or so. So I'm like, okay, cool. I went home. My mom and my sister were here, and within literally 30 minutes of being home, like, my contractions started to kick in, and I knew they were full contractions because I felt contractions because of the whole cholestasis thing. And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm having full-blown contractions. They hurt as hell. They're close together. So I went back, literally, like I went straight back to the hospital, and they admitted me. I just remember walking around and trying to get him to drop because I was really high. I wasn't dilating, so I just walked around, breathed through my contractions. I felt like I was gonna die. And I just remember my mom keeps saying, breathe through them, don't cry, it's gonna hurt more. And I'm just like, stop saying that, like it hurts, like I am actually gonna die, like it hurts. But I just like can't, like literally just thinking about it makes me laugh because I'm just like, oh my gosh, like stop saying that, like I can't breathe, this hurts, whatever. So that was that. I was waiting for an epidural because I'm like, I'm definitely taking an epidural. So I waited like 5 hours or so for the epidural. Finally, it was my time to get the epidural. That was like around 7 o'clock when I finally got my epidural, or I actually went into the room for the epidural. And that was a complete nightmare because the guy that did my epidural, the first one, he messed up, and I don't know what the hell he did, but he's like, oh well, we have to do it again, so we're gonna wait for the actual doctor. So I had to do an epidural twice. That process was absolutely terrible. I can't even explain it, like it was just disgustingly terrible. So finally got my epidural. My legs were completely numb. Everything was just completely numb. I was drowsy, I was just tired. They checked to see if I was dilated, and I didn't dilate. Like nothing, like between me arriving at the hospital for the first time to me at the after my epidural, like I didn't dilate, nothing happened. So it was just a long process. I just remember being so tired. And then my doctor, my actual OBG came in because she was going to deliver the baby, and she's like, well, you're not, like, what do you want to do, because you're not dilating and like nothing's happening and we've put you through all these drugs and whatnot. I suggest we do a C-section. And at that point I was just completely over it. I wanted to do natural birth obviously, but like I was just you have to pick him up. He's not gonna stop. So okay, I'm gonna try to hurry up. Okay, so at that time I was just completely over it. I just wanted him out. Like I was just completely just done. But everyone else wanted me to do a natural birth, obviously. So my pastor, like I remember I had my pastor on the phone to like try to get like the Holy Spirit in the room to get me to do natural birth, but like I just couldn't. So finally my doctor's like, you and your boyfriend decide, talk it over, see what's best for you. I asked Alex, I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, are you okay with the C-section? He's like, whatever you're comfortable with, like do what makes you comfortable and what will be the safest for you and the baby. Because my doctor did say if we prolong the process, he can go into distress, I can go into distress. So I'm just like, honestly, like I'm just over it. I just want him out. I want to hold my baby. So I'm like, we're gonna do the C-section. I was so sad though. But we ended up doing the C-section. So they were prepping me and everything. I remember just going into the room. You know those hospital scenes where like you're like when you can see the person's point of view, and they're like going into the next room and the lights are flashing by them or whatever. Anyways, it was like one of those moments. I just remember like being so sad. I'm like, oh my god, what if I die on the table? Like what if this goes wrong? I was just like, those are my main concerns. Like what if this goes wrong? Because it's a surgery. It's a pretty big surgery. So yeah, that was my main concern. And in the actual surgery room or the C-section room, right before, I threw up everywhere. Like I was laying on the bed, and it just like vomit just went out of my mouth. It went in my eye, it went in my nose, it went all over my hair. Because I'm like, I told them I had to throw up, and they're like, oh, just lean over. But like I didn't get to lean over in time. It just went everywhere. And I remember crying because I'm like, oh my god, I just threw up on myself. Like, I don't know if it was because of the drugs or if it was because I was nervous, or like, I guess you get sick before labor. I don't know what it was, but it was a disaster. So they're patting the vomit off me, and I'm just like, it just smelled disgusting. I felt disgusting, and I'm like, ugh, well, that's fantastic. So they prepped me up, and then Alex came in, and I felt better because I'm like, oh, my babe's here, and I don't have to go through this alone. So he was sitting at the head of me. They had this, like, I don't know, like curtain thing on my stomach, so I guess I can see what's happening. So Alex was sitting there and he was talking to me. So the whole thing, like, I'll go into details with the C-section and how I felt about that in another video possibly, I'm not too sure. But anyways, all I know is that D'Angelo was here. I heard I remember, like, I felt them pushing on me, and I was just I felt him out, and I was just like, oh, please cry, and he instantly cried. So I'm like, yeah, he's okay. And because I was going through surgery, Alex was actually the first person that D'Angelo touched, like, skin to skin. So that was fantastic. And then they told us his weight, and I remember looking over and like, oh, he looks exactly like Alex's dad, which is so weird. I'm like, oh my god, he looks exactly like his grandfather, but then Alex looks like his dad. Like, when I tell you, his dad's side of, like, his father's side of the family has strong ass genes, because D'Angelo looks like everybody on his dad's side of the family. He looks nothing like me. He looks nothing like my mom. He looks like nothing like on my side or Alex's mom's side. It's just the Spanish side. Like, if I show comparisons, you guys would be like, whoa. So anyways, he was here. He was healthy. He weighed 8 pounds 10 ounces. He was born at 1:09 a.m. on December 23rd. So he was only a few hours after his due date, but he was completely healthy, a good size, and I was just so happy. And I'm like, my baby's finally here. And although the process or the method of birth wasn't what I wanted it to be, I'm just super grateful and thankful that he was here healthy and safe. So that was my yeah, that was my delivery and labor story. Alrighty guys, so yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm a mom. It's so weird. It's still the same. Like, I can't believe I'm a mom. It's just weird.